Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Uncle Bruce here, Stock Markets with Bruce. We got about 25 some odd minutes to go before we finish for the day here on the markets here on Tuesday, March 25, 2025. And today is the day that Gamestop is going to release their financials after the close tonight to tell us how they did for their fourth quarter that ended the end of March of this year. This will include, of course, their Christmas sales for November, December, and we'll find out whether they were able to pull off a profit from their sales. We're going to most likely be told, and it'll be indicated in the financials, write-offs for closures, store closures. I have a suspicion there's going to be a big write-off posted for closures so that they, in effect, will end the year with either no profits whatsoever or a loss to deflect income taxes, corporate taxes. They will reveal how much money they've been paid in interest on their $4.6 billion for that third quarter, for that particular quarter, November, December, January. So that will negate losses, or I'm gonna guess this. I think they're making money from the stores they have that are selling merchandise in this 3-month window. I think they made money from as an overall retail company, plus their interest income. What I think will cause them to go into the red, possibly, will be the write-offs to shut down their most of their European operations and other locations, because these are one-time write-offs to depreciate out in one shot the closing up of shops. This is my guess. I could be completely wrong with this analogy or assessment, but we're going to find out just right after the bell just how it comes out. Last year, I will tell you that last year for the quarter that ended here, I'm just getting it on my big ass iPad here, for January 31, 2024, a year ago. They had gross sales of $1.79 billion. They spent $1.37 billion in merchandise to do it, cost of goods sold. They had $419 million of gross income from their stores last year for that quarter, $419 million. Then they had head office expenses of $359 million approximately. They had a $5 million unusual expense of some kind. I don't know what that is. They ended up with a pre-tax income of $71 million. That's what they claimed last year. They paid almost $8 million in income tax on it, and they had a net income of $63 million for the quarter a year ago. All right. Now, since then, we know they've closed a number of stores. They also have posted lower quarterly sales every quarter. For April 30, they sold $881 million worth of stuff. July 31st financials, they showed a sales of $798 million. And for the end of October, they showed $860 million in sales. All three of those numbers were lower than the year before because they have fewer stores running than last year. When it comes to costs, as I was telling you, their head office costs and all their admin fees and everything else, it was $359 million for Jan 31, $295 million for April, $277 million for July, and then $282 for October. So those were lower than a year ago. And their net income, they lost a total of $32 million in the period that ended in April. For July, they made $14.8 million, and for the end of October, they made a profit of $17.4. So if you take those 2 quarters of profits against the $32 million loss, they've broken even coming into the final quarter. And this year's final quarter, we're going to hear about shortly after the bell. And That's what I know, and that's what we've got. So now the question is how this all comes out. Now let me take a peek at something else here. Balance sheet. Their cash on hand that they had last quarter, the last few quarters, at the end of January last year, they had 1.2 billion cash on hand and short-term assets. They had 1.09 billion April 30. Then they had 4.2 billion in July and 4.6 billion on hand at the end of October. So that's where they're sitting with their cash on hand. Okay, and the total current assets for the quarter ended Jan 31 last year, 1.9 billion for April, 1.88 billion for July. Their assets were 4.8 billion because of all the cash, and October 5.6 billion in assets. So that improved obviously because of the amount of capital they brought in. So there you go. These are just some basic numbers from last year or so leading up to now, and we'll just see where things come out. And there we go. Capital expenditures, growth, sale, other uses, sources, finance activities. I'm just looking at their changes of cash flow and stuff. It's just there. And SEC filings, any new filings? I'm double checking. No filings yet. Last filing made was 18th of February. So there'll be a filing later today for the financials that are coming out today. All right, we got 20 minutes to go before we close for the session. And we're at 25.36 on Gamestop right now. We're down 25 cents on the session today. The Dow's off 72 points. Our friends at S&P are up 1.3 and NASDAQ are ahead 58 points right now. Oil down 2 cents as of a few minutes ago. We're at 69.09 on oil. We were up 50 cents this morning. And the VIX is still healthy, 17.31. That's a positive reading there at the moment. All right, everybody. Welcome to the program, everybody. Thanks for popping in. How you doing all? Deep Value is here. Cindy B, Tom, Richard Carlin, Kent's mom. Hello, it's warm today. Yes, it is. Wayne Commander, hello there. Rice is here. The man, Roaring Kitty, hasn't said anything yet. Is he okay? Anyone checking on him? Again, I have no idea what's going on with the guy. Mark is here. Number 10, good afternoon. Juan is here. Cannon on a hill. Uncle Bruce in the house, the man. So they are making more than that on interest now, for sure. Dude, let's go, Uncle B. Not a Lurker says sub and like this homeless Canadian. Not a Lurker saying, hey, dude, what's going on? Dude is here, Mr. Premium the Option. Happy Thursday or happy Tuesday. Another pocket-filling day today. Not a Lurker's having fun here. Lisa's in the house. Hello. Makiso is here. A dividend would be a nice announcement. I don't anticipate that. Premium the Option. What's up, Brian? Good afternoon. It's been a pretty tame day on this market. Arm folding dream right here. The man, Makiso, if Gamestop announces a dividend, my 30 calls will be called away the second they go above $30 and the share price straight to 50. They have so much cash. Howdy, Uncle Bruce from Computer Wiz. Andre De La Torre in the house. Welcome. Not a Lurker. Lisa, how you doing there? Brian, the man, RC has said before he doesn't believe in dividends. Not likely to happen. Yeah, I don't believe so either. Good afternoon from Robert Mailhout. Hey, Robert. Good afternoon to you. Seth Morgan is here. And thoughts on short-term options? We'll talk about that in a bit. Dude, so nostalgic here. Mr. Premium, the option stinkers on GameStop triggered. I sold 2 cash-secured puts for January 2026 expiry, $25 strike, and I got $6.25 for them. Giddy up. No, you didn't sell 25s. You must have sold 20s. You wouldn't get $6.25 for 25s, would you? GameStop. Oh, wait a minute. No, you're right. I'm thinking SoFi. You are correct. Yeah, sure. You got $6.25 for the 25s. Well done. Being that the stock is $25.39, that's a nice pickup there. Nice bit of cash for you. Lee Mortimer. Hi, Uncle Bruce. So nostalgic, Bruce. Welcome. Let's see. What else is going on here? Hello from Splair. Austin, good afternoon, everybody. Legacy is here. Let's make some money here. I just got in here some groceries. Louis, good afternoon, and Ray. Hey everybody, welcome all to the program. Nice to see you here with us. We'll see how this all shakes out. The Dow now down just 42 points, with a 4 point gain almost on S&P and a 64 point gain on NASDAQ right now. Welcome everyone to the program. Nice to have you with us as we wait for the close, and then we'll find out what GameStop wants to reveal for everyone out there. We'll find out just what the financials will say. GameStop options imply a 9.9% move in share price after the earnings, up or down. That's a headline. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what option volatility is indicating. Okay. We have no news from investor relations regarding, other than the release of financials. We have no indication whether or not there will be any conference call, any answers to be questioned, or anything. We have no idea about any questions being taken, statements, nothing. We just know that they're going to announce their fourth quarter results after the market closes Tuesday, March 25. That's all we've got. That came out the 14th of March, 11 days ago. And that's all we got and nothing else. There is this buzz, they say, whoever they are, about a Bitcoin something that might be announced. I have no idea. We've speculated now for quite some time what GameStop could become or get into or diversify into. We really don't know. The stock was as low as the 21 level a little over a week ago, I think. Last week on the 20th, so 5 days ago, we were sitting at 23.50, something like that. We were down to, let's see, let's go back a little further. Look at it last month. The low I see here, 21.95, 21.99, right around the 12th of March. So that's about 13 days ago. 2 weeks ago, we were at $22. We're at 25.48. We have not recovered more than the last 30 days drop. 3 months ago, these shares were at one time up to 33.37, and this would be December, the end of the year, early January. We got up into the 33 level. And it's been a downhill ride from 33 down to 21-ish, 22-ish, now back to 25. So the recovery is nowhere near where we were just at the end of the year. And if we go back 6 months in time, we were the 7th of January, 33.37. That was the high. Back in October, we were at $21, 20.50. October 24th range. And if we go back in the last full year, we did have that rally last May, June, where it took off when Roaring Kitty showed up for a while. The stock did hit the high of the year, 64 range and higher in after hours and pre-hour markets. But we had come from about $20 a share, or $10 a share, I should say, 10.01, and even $9.95 for the low of the year. That was last year, April, almost a year ago. And then we ran up all the way up to the 60 level, hung around this, I don't know, we hung around this 30, 40 level for a while. We really didn't get that much time at these upper levels, and the shares, after reaching $28 on July 16th, they backed off again down into the low 20s and even 1965. And then we came back on to the 33 level at the end of the year and back down to 21 just lately, and now here we are at 25. So we've really been range bound for the stock, and it's been, in some ways, for shareholders, unbelievably frustrating. For option writers, it's been a cash cow. For folks who've been writing call options on this stock since last fall, last summer, after the run-up, those have been writing call options in the 40s and the 50s, the 30s. They've just been hauling in money. Those who've been writing put credit spreads, staying behind the stock nicely in the low 20s, high teens, low 20s. Cash City, money being made by GameStop option writers. You don't even have to own GameStop to make money on this stock. You don't have to worry about the stock price to dominate your value of your account. You can be an option writer without owning the stock. If you want to write out of the money cash secured puts, knock yourself out. There's been easy money made there. Put credit spreads have paid nicely. And then, of course, those who write call options with their stocks in their retirement accounts, if that's all you can do, but with options, then write call options and haul in premiums and say, thank you very much. I'll take these premiums. So yeah, that's GameStop. It's been a moneymaker for option writers, but not for shareholders. Shareholders who bought, $60 stock last year are hurting. Those who bought a $25 stock last year don't know what to do. They were up, then they were down, then they're even again, then they got up to 33 and then down, and now we're back to 25. Shareholders are just going, if you don't write options on your stock, you're losing out. I mean, you're just giving away rent money you could be charging on this stock. And there are folks who have been taking in almost $1 a month of premium shrinkage easily from this stock. Time and time again. If you can get $12 a year in cash to hold GameStop while it does what it does, why don't you take it? 50% return on your money. You could also, of course, buy deep in the money calls and then write poor man covered calls on this stuff and take $12 in on probably maybe $12 of capital, $15 of capital instead of $25 of capital. Nice return. You can also add to your position as you take money out of the stock from writing options. You can buy more shares or buy more deep in the money calls and write more call options and get a raise. But you have to decide which way you're going to play this. If you don't know how to do option writing, well, you're out of luck. But you hang around here long enough, you can become an option writer and make some serious coin on GameStop without even owning it. And of course, that's true of any other stock out there that we talk about all the time. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's so nice to have you here. Who else is here? Let's see. Welcome, everyone. Let's see if I'm catching up with everybody here. Let's make some money, says Legacy. Thank you to Splair. Thank you, Joe. A Rocket Red Countdown. There you go, dude. Teach. How's them kids out there? Corinne is here. Thank you. And just a report for the quarter. It's the year end. We're just waiting for we'll see what's going on. What else? It's almost like GameStop's plan is to make option writers rich. It's been a good stock for returns, no question. On Monday, Wedbush maintained its underperform rating on GameStop, reaffirming their $10 target price. Is it any surprise that they would do that? They valued it at $10, which is the cash value of the company. As a matter of fact, I think, 446 million shares outstanding, 4.6 billion cash in the bank. So they're worth $10.50 a share cash, and they make 4 or 5% interest on that cash. So this company gives it zero value other than its cash value. But is that a surprise to any of you? That's been their position for 5 years. They've never changed. Anyway, there it is. Welcome, Aaron. Welcome, Andrea. And Be the Casino. Can't wait to see GameStop rocket take off. I don't know if that'll happen today. I really don't know. If they were to make an announcement that would catch the street in a happy place, that would be great. But is that going to happen? I don't know. I would sure love to hear something, but we may find that they'll release their financials today, call their annual meeting, and between now and the annual meeting, they'll say something. Maybe something in the next 3 or 4 days, or they'll wait till the annual meeting before they tell us. I have no idea. I just don't know. Anyway, but Beach Boy, hey, no one is here. You're all alone, Uncle Bruce. Why do you ask, by the way? Little chaos. Hey, I've been a member for 40 months. Since Jan 1st alone, I brought in 23 grand with poor man cover calls on GameStop on a $40,000 investment. I love being the casino. Exactly. Andre, I made a move on Tesla. A call credit spread. I sold 355s. I bought 360s. Expiring in 23 days, I got a $30 credit for this $500 trade. So 6%. Thank you. Be the casino. A man can dream, not expecting it, since Ryan Cohen never talks. Susan Shops. So should we wait till tomorrow before writing? Just let's see what happens. You can wait till tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Let's see what's going on. Option writers will react to what the stock wants to do. Option writers don't have to guess what a stock is going to do. That's not how you option write. You option write on what a stock is indicating it wants to do, and then you take advantage of the market there. That's the difference between gamblers who gamble on options and those who write them. Casinos make money every time. The man, Susan Shops, I would watch the after hours and let's see what happens. Computer Whiz, I've been a member of this man's channel for 48 months. Get Uncle Bruce's classes, so you won't regret it. There you go. Head to my website, pick them up. Ray, that's wild. I need to switch to a margin account so I can start doing put credit spreads. Slightly afraid of a margin account as a newcomer. Cutting Edge Flicks. I wrote a $25 cash secured put out on GameStop. It dies in 10 days for poops and scoops. Moon Shadow, I've been a member here for 4 years, 48 months. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Moon Shadow. Thank you, everybody, for letting the world know how long you've been here. $25 cash secured puts is Cutting Edge. The man, Ray, especially if you use Fidelity, they auto-journal your options to margin if you let them exercise. There you go. Giddy up, everybody. 25.42. We got about 5 minutes to go in the session here. We're down just 19 cents on GameStop. The Dow is up 13.7 points. We got the S&P up 8, and we have NASDAQ up 77. It's a pretty quiet day here today. Big day yesterday, good gain yesterday, but very quiet today. I'm happy to see the Dow not give up 500 points. It's holding that almost 600-point gain from yesterday. 22-point gain right now. Doing okay. Okay. Welcome all to the show, and thank you for being here tonight. This afternoon, I should say. Zach is in the house. I'm the 61st thumbs up tonight. Thank you very much, Zach. Appreciate it. Nice to have you in here, everyone. Welcome to the show. Let's see what GameStop wants to say after the bell. We'll kind of follow it and just play it by ear. And we'll go from there. Okay. NASDAQ's up, S&P is up, Dow is up. The Russell 2000 is down 15 points. The VIX is 1704. Very positive on the VIX, actually. Not too bad. All right. And let's go here. Okay. Here we go. 25.38 on GameStop with a dip of 23 cents today. Volume today, very light, 4.2 million or so. Not a heavy session on GameStop. We haven't had very many heavy sessions at all lately. Rather quiet. And that is what it is right there. Okay. There we go. Excuse me. Susan Shops, number 57, thumbs up. I never know if it's better to write in the morning or at the end of the day, around 3:50. In the afternoon is one time better than another. No, not necessarily. Aurora, number 64, good day. Zach, just closed out my GameStop 20 to 23 put spreads that they were going to expire Friday, just in case. I'm ready to trade off the momentum tomorrow. Exactly. Good job. Good move. Aurora, member for 45 months. RT is here, 67 thumbs up. Thank you, RT. Thank you for being here. Welcome all. Yeah, you can write options anytime you wish, whenever you feel comfortable. When a stock gives you an indication of the momentum of the day, for example, if you want to write call credit spreads because you think a stock might back off a bit or not go too high, and we have an opening that's very strong, you sit there with your trade, keep your eye on the option chain, and you kind of figure out which options you want to write, which call you're writing, which call you're buying. You're going to wait for the stock to top out in the first hour of the day. Just let the market top out, let it make its run, show you what it's in, what it's got, and then pick out of the money calls, nicely out of the money from that price for whatever your timing is, 1 or 2 or 3 weeks. Put your credit spread together and then fold your arms. And you may find that during the day there's a pullback, a profit-taking session during the day. All markets have swings. You may find that the swing trade is already good enough and you'll take advantage of it. Other times you'll go, no, the calls I wrote are so juicy to me that I'm expecting the stock to not really go all that much higher or a little higher, but the timing of this trade is so restrictive that these contracts are going to shrink out just on the time shrinkage. I will make my money on that. The stock can't catch me because I'm too far ahead of it with not enough time. And you may find that in a day or two, with 3 or 4 days left to go in your contract, your spreads are down to a nickel, 12 cents. You're going to shut them down and take 3/4 of the gain, 80% of the gain, and write another credit spread and keep on going. Who knows? Not a lurker. Beach Boy, what's happening? Steven is here. Vladdy's here. Mark C. I've been a member for 7 months. Thank you. Uncle Bruce wrote my first cash secured put this week. Hope all goes well. I am trying. Dude is saying, let's go. Alex, Bruce, we're closing here. Good evening, Uncle Bruce and Bagel Familia. Just back from soccer training with the kids in time for the bell. AJ, it's not a surprise how they value GameStop, given, as you say, Wall Street isn't making money off of them right now. But I almost get mad at how stubborn they are, their valuation at this point. Zach, for Larry, Titus, I'm hitting the bells. The markets are closed. Be the casino. 4 on options increases. IV option, the last 10 minutes of trading. It usually juice the first 10 minutes of opening. IVs. Okay, Alex, I have no open positions on GameStop, which is unusual. I'm looking to open some put credit spreads tomorrow. A dip would be nice. Dude, I've been a member for 30 months. The best options coach in the biz. Learn to write and take the money. Pretty simple, but it's going to take time. There you go. Thank you, everybody. Much appreciated. 25.50 is the latest indicated trade. We're now coming into after hours trading now, so we'll see what we end up with here. I think we ended up at 25.44 on the day, and I'm seeing between 20. Now I'm seeing 25.40 to 25.43 indicated market at the moment, and we'll just wait for the company to announce their results. Excuse me, it could be 10, 15 minutes. We'll see when it comes out. Other than that, the Dow did end up with a 4-point gain, so it was a nothing burger. SoFi lost 18 cents at 13.54. ASTS was down 75 cents at 28.55. Rocket Lab did manage a gain of 6 cents today to 20.27. GameStop 25.44 last trade on the session, and we're 25.40 to 43 right now. AI closed at 23.51, gained 2 cents. Super Microcomputer SMCI was $40.64, down $1.08. Nvidia was off 72 cents at 120.69 today. That's Nvidia. Tesla up 9.60 to 287.99, trying to put together another gain. In the after hours, it's 289.35, up 136, a little higher. The spiders ended up gaining 131. The Qs gained 280. Palantir down 24 cents. MSTR, MicroStrategy, was down 609. MicroStrategy was up 609. Costco was up 422. Coinbase up 119. We have Google up 286. Apple up 302. Broadcom down 299. Microsoft was up 208. Intel lost a couple of cents. Netflix up $25.29 to $997. A big march back. A week ago, the stock was in around 932, now 997. In the last month, we were down to 865-ish, 863 on March 7th. So from 863 to 997 in 18 days, that is a snapback rally. But remember, March 5th, we were 993. So we went from 993 all the way down, and now we've come all the way back. But coming back took 3 weeks. Going down took 2 days. Something else to keep in mind. Meta up 746. That's Facebook. And let's take a look here. Any others? Here we are. EI Lilly down $12. Amazon up $2.45. Uber down 93. Adobe up 9.17. Cisco up 2. AMD was up 96 cents. Unity up 15 cents. Okay. Roaring Kitty, RT. Boom. Go GameStop. No halts in the after hours. 25.37 is what I'm showing right now. On one device, 25.43 on another. We'll see when the announcement comes out. Be the Casino says GameStop fourth quarter earnings per share 29 cents, net income 131 million, sales 1.2 billion, gross profit 363 million, operating income 79.8 million on GameStop. Rocco is saying the stock is 25.88, and Rocco now saying it's $26. So it looks like it's running from what some of my folks are noticing here. Let's take another peek over here. Oops, there we go. Let me get that up there. Still waiting on more clarification. 25.92 up 52 cents. Roaring RT says it hit 26.50. Vilbus, it's all over the place, and that is typical. 25.92 over there, 25.43 over here. I have no idea what this device is telling me, so we're just kind of waiting for it to, reveal itself. Let me see if I can get a quote over here. I think I can. I know I can. There we go. GameStop, 25.35 over there, 25.43 over here, 26.53 over here. So this one's up 113 at 26.53. And going to be a slamming evening, no sleep, says Rocco. All right. And let's see if I got anything here on any kind of an announcement. Still no news release from the company on any wire at this point. 25.90 according to MSNBC. And I don't know what if there's anything been said here. Nothing yet. 26.71 now, up $1.31 on about 396,000. My market watch quote is not changing. 25.43. I don't know what to make of it, but then again, they're not the be all and end all. 26.51 according to CNBC now. 26.95 up 155 according to CNBC's website. All right. Anyone see anything else? Do let me know. Let's go. Mr. Jonathan, good afternoon. Of course, I wrote a week long. What is it? Cover call on Tesla? No. You wrote call credit spreads on Tesla. 170.75 expiring Friday. Too close to the fire, and I'm feeling the heat. 2 days left. Should I be patient, hope for a pullback, or get out ASAP? Well, you're 170.75 on your Tesla, and the shares of Tesla sitting here at 287. Seriously, you didn't move. Are you talking about 270.75s versus 170.75s on Tesla? You gotta let me know what you're doing there. Naked shorts 26.30. Bruce, I'm showing 2017. VJ, it's been released. They bought BTC or not? We don't know. 27 flash, says Rocco. TL bouncing around. Legacy jumped on RH to 26.90 on Robinhood. The Roaring RT 27.31 on just in 1 minute. Here we go. Andrea, fourth quarter earnings per share 29 cents, net income 131 million, sales 1.28 billion, gross profit 363. And Splayer on eToro, extended market trading is with market open and market breaks running. Be the Casino, GameStop updates investment policy to add Bitcoin as an asset at the moment. Double X Red Hack, they bought BTC or not. A CJ Trading View 2701, I'm showing 2625 now. Roaring RT, did they already buy or going to? We don't know. Earnings are out, says Rocco. Thank you. 4.7 billion in cash now. Earnings estimate was 8 cents. They made it 29. Massive, says Rocco. Mr. Jonathan. Oh yeah, Bruce, 270.75 on Tesla. I'm with you. Okay, well, you're on Friday expiry. Over 270.75, you're going to lose your $5 less your credit. That's the most you can lose. So you could try to wait it out and hope it comes back, or you could roll now, like say tomorrow, a few weeks ahead and move a little higher and get a better credit. But you got to check the option chain. You're in the fire, man. Okay, let's go. I don't see the 10K, says Nodal Worker at the moment. 2705 is the last trade I'm showing on CNBC. 2543 over here. Hang on, let me refresh this on my big ass iPad. Market Watch 2543. So it has not updated at all. And on Yahoo Finance, I don't have an update on the stock. Hang on, wait a minute. Maybe I do. 2736 on Yahoo, 2743 now on CNBC. So it's up $2 in the after hours. Those of you who have written put credit spreads and cash secured puts are grinning from ear to ear right now, as you should. Be the Casino, 2740, Bruce. That is what seems to be going on here. 2750, says Brian. And, well, we'll see what happens. RT on Webull, it hit 2751 on a 1 minute chart. So it is inching higher with a few pullbacks and then another pop. Very, very interesting movements, kids. Welcome to the party, pals. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining me. It's your buddy Uncle Bruce trying to follow the, GameStop story. Are they going to have a call? Are they going to answer any questions? I have no idea. Mark is saying that on Webull after hours. I see it at 2710. I'm seeing it now at 2697, 2689. It's jumping around as to be expected. Thank you, everybody. Who else? Stock Option Sensei. Thanks, Uncle Bruce, for showing me the way to retire 24 years early. Oh, you're more than welcome. Be the Casino. GameStop will probably be read by tomorrow's open. TL Chavi, as if the market manipulation wasn't apparent enough. Stock Option Sensei, those classes are a good investment. Thank you all. Congratulations, option writers. You're just making nothing but money on GameStop. You literally don't have to own GameStop to make money on it. If you're going to write cash secured puts on GameStop, you're making money on this stock as it goes higher. Thank you very much. You're making money on the stock if it doesn't do anything because these contracts shrink and you get the shrinkage as well. 26.96 I'm showing, coming back to 27. Savage of Wall Street. Oh baby, looks like I'll be rolling my GameStop covered calls tomorrow. I've got 30s expiring in August. Now they'll get pushed to 35 for January 2026. And I'm going to buy 2250 cash secured puts for pennies that I just sold a little while ago. This is beautiful. Thank you very much. Well done, Brian. They will likely be around 24 cents for the year, assuming no drawdowns. And did they beat on the top and bottom line? Brian wants to know. Brian, 275% beat on earnings per share. Tom, the leases sure are down. Yes, they've closed a lot of stores. I don't know if they've managed to sell their Canadian operations or whether they've managed to sell their French operations. They have mentioned that. By the way, we're back over 27 now, 27.15 on the stock. So the question really is, has that happened? And is that pending in the first quarter of the new year? can't tell. I won't know until we see the annual report, I guess. Nico, you know what? Nico, I sold a GameStop $20 cash secured put for expiry for Jan 26th, just to be in the game right before the bell. Let's see what happens. Well, I think you're going to be happy. Did they say anything about this BTC Bitcoin thing? The man, Jan 2026, 30 covered calls, that is. Be the casino, no conference call for GameStop. They're not talking. They're not talking. BTC News, XXR, they're not talking. Roaring RT, they hardly ever do a conference call nowadays. The man, I'm not a big fan of the Bitcoin stuff anyway. Tom, those 226s, May 2nd puts were a nice little sell today. Stock option Sensi, I sold cover calls, $30 strike for April 11th. They gave me $1.03 for those. There you go. They never talk. They don't do press conferences. Chairman of the board, Ryan Cohen, CEO, doesn't do interviews. They used to do conference telephone calls. You know, they would take questions. That they stopped that about 3 years ago. It's very frustrating. Now, what they have to announce is they have to announce their annual meeting. That they will announce soon, I'm sure. And they'll give out their annual report, which will be full of footnotes where we find out what's going on, because that's how we have to figure it out. Then they'll have their annual meeting. But if they don't take many questions from the floor, we don't get them talking there either. I really don't know what's going to happen. We'll follow it. The stock, though, is up 169. Go figure. 27.13 now. Hey, Bruce, thank you for the bonus show, says John Malone. You got it. Can anyone seen GameStop shoot up to 27 after hours? No, we haven't noticed. We're just here talking about GameStop, but we don't know what it's doing. We're totally oblivious to the fact that it's $27. Really? Thank you for helping out. XXR, I didn't know. Thanks, sir, for a great explanation. You're more than welcome. Join me tomorrow morning at 8:30 Eastern time. I'm live every day. The markets are open. We're talking GameStop, SoFi, how to make money writing options, how to quit your day job and retire early from option premiums, saying goodbye to your day job, saying goodbye to your lousy boss. Up to you if you want to join that party. Giddy up, 2704, 2705. Who knew? This is awesome. Mr. Premium of the Option, Tom, a few more of those and you'll be buying that Rolex. EJ is happy. Brian T, GameStop's move to TCG is so bullish for the company. TCG, the fact that they're selling Pokemon cards at market prices and also stopped doing pre-sales to put more product on the shelf is also genius. The hype gains to include BTC as a treasury reserve asset. A, profitability. B, earnings per share. C, gross margin. Operating income, cost management, liquidity, strong cash, leaner ops. Okay. Cutting edge flicks. I'm 74. Thumbs up for you, by the way, Bruce. My account, all I do these days is sell cash secured puts. Thanks to Uncle Bruce. I do not purchase stocks at the moment. My account is 95% cash, all from cash secured puts. Giddy up, man. You're making money here. Dennis, smile. I wrote 5/21/23 put credit spreads on GameStop, and the stock is moving away from these contracts. I keep that money. Tom, Mr. Premium, A Cartier. There you go. Brian, expenses 282 versus 360 last year. That is a nice drop from 360 million down to 282. RB, board has unanimously approved investing in and on Bitcoin. So we'll see if they do anything there. VJ, I sent you the link to access to fourth quarter results, but it looks like it's blocked, sir. You may have to send me a private email at brucefarmer@hotmail.com. Dennis, I collected 24 cents on that $2 spread. Thank you very much. I put up $200 and I got $24 back. I get 12% return on my money for just like by tomorrow, day after. Not bad. Hostergaard, oh dang, GameStop earnings. I forgot. Had too much fun setting up a voice text system for my bachelor's project. Oh well. Roaring Tidy RT. GameStop is going to squeeze. By the way, Tom, I have to buy a new saw to build a new deck. Thank you, option buyers. There you go. Brian, cash equivalents and marketable securities were $4.775 billion at the close of the quarter. They completed divestiture of Italy and the wind down of store operations in Germany, they say. Angel, Yahoo Finance has it at 27.20 right now, and we've got 26.75 here on at CNBC. Travi, I have subscribed to your channel. Rock and roll, buddy. Trip Hazard, I was wrong. I really thought GameStop was going to tank even with good earnings. Make legs. Bitcoin approved by the board. BTC will save GameStop. Splayer, Uncle Bruce, TCG means trading card games. Thank you for helping me with that. The man, Trip Hazard, wait till tomorrow morning when shorts hammer it back down to 23. I don't know, we'll see. I want to go to Mr. Jones with my friends Richard, so let's pump the stonks. And those put spreads expire on the 28th of March, like next week. They die. This is great. RT, you can't send links in YouTube chat or comments. There you go. Yeah, send me a link in my Hotmail email, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. Brian, 21% of sales are now collectibles. They were hoping to get over 20%. 56% is hardware. 22% is software. Interesting breakdown. The man, when will there be more 2026 GameStop option chains? That I don't know. I'm sure soon. Trip Hazard, SoFi could announce $1 trillion in investor interest and the stock would still go down $1 or $2, says Trip. Gustav, hi everybody. I can't believe it's already Tuesday. I can't believe it. So welcome everybody to the show. 301 of you are here. GameStop has released their financials. Pretty good looking financials from what we're hearing so far. We're at 27.03 to 27.11 now on the shares, on the stock. We are keeping an eye open here. There we go. I finally see a quote here on my Market Watch. GameStop to add Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. That headline has just come out. And the fourth quarter results are now official. I can now read them and go from there. Savage of Wall Street. Okay, folks, GameStop did well. Tomorrow we'll see what the market gives us no matter what. We'll sell covered calls, roll, or sell cash secured puts. As of now, let me enjoy this beautiful day with my son and wife at the park. Dude, Bitcoin, at least they're trying something different. I'm in favor of it. Savage of Wall Street, have a great day, rest of the day. You simpletons. Thank you there, buddy. Take care. All right, GameStop. Net sales were $1.28 billion for the fourth quarter compared to last year's $1.79 billion last year. Selling, general, and administrative expenses were $282 million for the fourth quarter compared to $360 million last year. So there's an improvement of $80 million there. Net income $131 compared to net income of $63 million for last year's fourth quarter. Adjusted EBITDA of $96.5 million for the fourth quarter compared to $88 million last year. Cash equivalents $4.77 billion. They've completed divestiture of Italy and the wind down of operations in Germany. Net sales for the full year, $3.82 billion compared to $5.2 billion for the year before. Their expenses, SG&A, were $1.13 billion versus $1.32. Net income $131 versus $6.7 million last year. EBITDA $36 million compared to $64. They're not going to hold a conference call today, and there is no other information to read to you to go over. I can't give you anything else. The notes here are unreadable in the format that they do it in with their press release because it's just one long sentence of gunk. Can't go through it. We'll find out once the filings go through the SEC where we're at. And I'm double checking right now on SEC filings, and we have them. They're out. We've got an 8K and we've got a 10K. The 10K is the annual report, and that's the one that is wonderful bedtime reading. That gives you a lot of information about what the heck is going on with these guys and what they're doing, and where they're at, where they think they're going to be, and all that good stuff. So I'll be reading that tonight, and I'll have my thoughts on that tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock if you're a Gold Bagel member of this channel, 8:30 if you're a regular viewer. We'll go through that as well. Coyote, ciao everybody. Devon, never mind, they canceled the call today. Roaring RT, they usually do not do calls. Exactly. This is not a surprise. They don't do calls. Brian, after all volumes is only 180,000. That is absolutely a nothing burger. And let's see. Anybody else seeing anything else? There seems to be about it. Everyone's talking to everybody else. And there you go. All right, we're at 26.99. Last trade. Volume on the session after hours looks to be under a million right now, 800,000 maybe. According to CNBC, they're showing 2.5 million, so they may be ahead of it. GameStop to invest corporate cash in Bitcoin following in the steps of MicroStrategy. That's a headline at CNBC now. We're at 26.83 a share, up $1.43 on 2.5 million volume approximately at the moment. That is the story right for now. Let's see if we got on top of everything else. Thank you all for popping through here, hanging out with us. Great to have you on the show. If you want to make money in this market, you've got to become an option writer. It's the only way you're going to make money here. With what's going on in Washington and what's happening with trade tariffs and everything else, you do not want to be long stock right now. We today did not get another run-up in the market of any significance. We did have a gain today, I'll admit that, but it was not a good gain today. 4 points for the Dow, 9 for S&P, 82 for NASDAQ, and we are setting ourselves up for possibly another pullback. And the key here is you do not want to be in stocks right now. You want to be in cash. And if you're going to be in cash, you might as well make your cash work for you. And the way to do that is to be able to write options. And whether you're writing cash secured puts on something like GameStop or SoFi or whatever stock you feel is going higher because of earnings, or whether you're going to make your money on credit spreads. Call credit spreads on any of the Magnificent Seven as far as I'm concerned. Put credit spreads on GameStop. You do not want to be in front of GameStop stock. You must fear its upside. One posting by Roaring Kitty at any time could pop this thing $15 a share in 2 days. You do not want to be in front of the stock. You want to be behind it. So put credit spreads are where you want to be, nice and conservative and short term, and make yourself some nice cash. Cash secured puts is a great way to go, of course. You want to write $25 cash secured puts, 22s, 27s. You want to write 30s. Go all the way to January 26 and bring in some serious premiums, collect that cash and sit on a pile of money. Nothing wrong with anything like that. But if you're serious about learning how to write options, you get over here. You get over to my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Start with lesson number 1 and number 2, and then open up a practice account and start writing options for nothing, no risk in practice accounts by following my viewers, because they're all option writers during the Monday to Friday during the day and in the early morning. You're nothing but option writers here. They're telling you the trades they're doing. You can replicate them and see for yourself if they work out or not. I think there's some real potential there to make money. There's some folks will tell you they're making money. Anyway, Susan Shop saying, Bruce, thanks so much for coming on to be with us with this GameStop thing. You got it. And what else? Thanks for the PM show, says Free Range. Yeah, Brian, 1.2 million. Yeah, it's over 2.5 now. And a good day from James of the Misty Tree. Brian, Tesla is recovering fast. Yeah, they might run out of gas, though. The key here is to wonder, what is the next headline coming out of Washington at any time of the day or night, which will upset the apple cart? Right now, these markets are on tenterhooks. The outside world, other than the U.S. market, the outside investors of America are wondering, do we get out and stay out? There's a little pop here. Do we take advantage of this and just sell and just go liquid and let it go even lower? What if the market does go down another 5 or 6%? It goes into correction territory. What should we do then? Will the U.S. economy go into a recession? Leading economic indicators are crap. What's going to happen? We have a lot to watch and a lot to follow. And join me here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock for Gold Bagel members, 8:30 in the morning Eastern time. Let's get together tomorrow and see where we are at. Okay, giddy up, everybody. RT is saying that Tesla is being investigated in Canada for cooking the books in order to get more EV rebates. I'm not touching Tesla. Apparently, there were 2 dealerships in Canada that sold something like 800 cars in 2 days. and something's not adding up. There's an issue there. I don't know what it means. No idea. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. That's another entirely separate phenomenal story. 2705 now on GameStop, with 2.7 million traded, according to CNBC's after-hour quote at the moment. $26.99, $27 range is kind of where we're at. So we're a little higher, but not a ton. The options were indicating a possible 9.9% move on GameStop in the after-hours markets, but we have not seen a 10% move at all today. Just a couple of bucks. Well, actually, to be fair, 6% gain right now at 27 bucks. So, okay, I'll give you, 2/3 of 10%, I suppose. Okay. Anyway, there you go. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all being through here. And hopefully we'll have more detail to share tomorrow on GameStop. I'm going to go through the annual report tonight and just dig through that and see what that's all about, and see if there's any juicy one-liners buried in the notes. It's the annual report. That's where you got to come clean and tell everybody what you're up to. But there doesn't seem to be any indication that they have sold off the Canadian division or they've sold off their French area. I think in France they have a warehouse, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not wrong on that. We've got a lot of more results coming. Now, the question going forward is, does the company use capital, and how much capital, to go into Bitcoin? Is there a reason they need to buy a bunch of it? Why? Why do they need a lot of Bitcoin? If their sales are $5 billion a year and they expect to do $1 billion in sales in Bitcoin currency instead of cash, what are they going to do with $4.7 billion in cash? Why would you buy more Bitcoin than that, if even that? So I'm not sure how this is going to play out at all. I like the idea that they're building their cash. I love it. They're getting more interest income every day. At 4.7 billion, pulling in 5%, they're going to haul in 240 million in interest, 20 million a month, 60 million for the next quarter, just interest. If the stores break even and they make 60 million in money, they're making 60 million a quarter. What's that? 12 cents a share, 13 cents a share per quarter. Yeah, so maybe they're making 60 cents a year, 80 cents a year in profit. Can they raise their net margins higher? Can they lower their expenses further? Can they get to $2 a share in earnings in the next 2 years? 20 times earnings, $40 stock. I'm just a guy asking the question. You decide for yourself whether it makes any sense or not. Anyway, there you go. All right. Okay. What else is going on? Nothing much else. People are talking to themselves. Some folks are guessing on Tesla. And there you have it. $27.13 a share on GameStop now, according to CNBC. 2.85 million shares traded. 6 1/3% gain, 6.34%. And they're going to invest some money in Bitcoin. I don't know how much. No one is talking. I don't know if anyone will talk. Ryan Cohen is very quiet about what they're doing. Anyway, there it is. That's the story. I'm going to stick to it. Folks, thank you for joining me tonight. It's great to have you here. Appreciate you coming through. Like I say, I'm trying to figure it all out here, what they're up to, what they're going to do. Brian, they just added it to the asset list, so I assume that because it means they agree that they can invest it if they decide to, I guess, yeah. But I don't know. Don't forget now, GameStop trades 24 hours a day now, says RT. Blood Raw Truth, Professor Plum, I don't own Tesla stock. You have been wrong about literally everything. Well, there's a couple of people who don't agree with themselves, I guess. Not mad, either wrong again. I don't know. I'm just whatever. Tesla's Tesla, GameStop's GameStop, SoFi's SoFi, and writing options how you make money. Doesn't matter what you think about the company. You like a company, you don't like a company, you can make money off of the company by writing stock options. Learn that. And you have to worry about the stock. Stay out of the stocks. and work your options. Piece of cake, guys. No problem. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. See you tomorrow morning, first thing. 8 o'clock for Gold Bagel members right there, and 8:30 for anyone else, lurker or subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Have a wonderful evening. Get richer, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. And let's take this further. Okay, guys. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, buddy. Have a good night, pal. RT, good night to you, and thanks for all your info. Everyone else who's been helping out. Blood Raw, thanks, buddy. Same to a Deep Value. Second that, Brian. Have a great rest of your day today, everybody, and we'll catch you first thing in the morning here. Deep Value, thank you. Dude, Tesla's a great premium. That's all that matters. That's right. Whether you like Tesla or not, the options pay a great premium, and you can get rich using options, just writing options on Tesla. Tom, neat. Computer Whiz, good night, dude. Sell calls, stock. Thanks, Uncle B. I just want to share video. Thanks, Bruce, and thank you, guys. We'll see you here tomorrow morning. Become a subscriber today. Help us out, and we'll catch you first thing in the morning. Jay Gill, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. We'll see you later, everybody. Goodbye for now.